So why do I love living in Central New York? Because you can pull up to a gas station on a snowmobile. Seriously, this is just the most epic place to live. Central New York is so wild, it's so remote, and it's just so much fun. I absolutely love it. We are rugged here. I mean, everybody else gets 2 inches and they shut down. We get 2 feet before we even think of changing our behavior. Seriously, you've got all the regular fun things of cross-country skiing with or without a dog pulling you up hills. You've got snowshoeing in the day or the night. Even the dogs have a blast. I mean, what's there to not love about Central New York? Every hill becomes a party or a reason to just get together and have a little fun. Literally, the only thing limiting you, it would be your own imagination. I mean, one time we even took 5-gallon barrels of water and iced the entire hill. We were going so fast you couldn't even dream of going down on a sled. So it's a blast, and even when you land hard, we still get up laughing. So anyway, we have fun of various sorts. You can make up your own if you don't like the traditional kind. Let's look at a couple of the other sports though. I mean, you can obviously ice fish on just endless number of lakes. There's mountain biking and snowmobiling on all these different trails and mountains throughout the area. There's just endless places to go. A couple weekends ago, I went up to Camp Cherokee, which is another one of the things that made growing up here special. Just epically beautiful and wonderful memories of going to camp as a child, and then family camp as we got older. And I'm going to relive a memory here for a second. It's a little 3-sided lean-to. I was sleeping in here one night and thought one of the staff were just playing a game because I could hear the rustling, and I knew I had some potato chips or something right there by the tree. And I said, just take them and go so I can go back to sleep. And I scooted my sleeping bag out just a little bit far enough to look over the edge, and I was looking at the back end of a skunk. Needless to say, I let him have those chips, and I went back to sleep after scooting very slowly and gently back into my sleeping bag. That's what I mean. My childhood was rich growing up. Endless things being done outdoor was with my cousins and my, all the neighborhood kids, the snowmobiling and the four-wheeling, the dirt biking, three-wheeling, I mean, you name it. We lived outside. I was either up a tree or had my nose in a book. Because this is what it's like in Central New York. It's wild and free. You don't feel like you're hemmed in by all these people that are looking over your shoulder and getting in trouble for something. It's the kind of gift that, personally, I would want to give my children. I don't know how you'd want to live anywhere else. Cramped up in a city is not my idea of life. I mean, I'm sure it's got its blessings, but this is life for me. So some of the other activities that we did were a little bit on the risky side. Please don't try this at home. I tried to talk my brother out of this, honestly, but I mean, he grew up doing stuff like this, so there wasn't any talking him out of this. But I guarantee you, this is not what you're doing in Central Park, and this is why I'm just not a city girl. So if you've been feeling a little hemmed in lately, maybe you need to think about going out where it's a little bit more wild. So to finish up, I'm going to tell you what happened to my drone, because it also gives you a really good idea of the crazy things we do in Central New York. While going around the backside of the island, it lost signal, which is okay because it's supposed to fly itself automatically up 250 feet and then fly back to where it took off and land itself. But it didn't do that. For some reason, it didn't clear the trees, and after hunting for a couple of hours all over the island, we finally figured out which pine tree it was in, and it was 60 feet up out on a tree limb. So, being cold, we decided to go into Saranac Lake and Lake Placid, and on the way we stopped at some of the beautiful things that they do in this area, which is make ice castles out of the blocks of ice. And then the next day, we started in all over again trying to get it. And some of the methods we used were a little unconventional. We tried shooting it by hitting the tree limb, hopefully with these exploding shells of some kind, and that didn't work, and so we tried climbing the tree, but he was borrowing somebody's logging equipment and it wasn't staying on his boots. So after various methods that didn't work, we hired a logger to shoot a line up over it, and after jiggling the branch a while, they managed to get it down. Unfortunately, it did not fall where I'd shoveled all the powder, but at least they're fixing it. To end, we don't have our black dresses and pearls on every day, but we have people that know our names and serve us epically delicious food. This is hometown at its best. So if you want something more personable, more adventurous, just more free than where you're living, then give us a call. We'll help you find just the right spot in Central New York that will give you the kind of adventure and, ability to make memories with your family that you're looking for. Maybe not quite this dangerous, but still loads of fun. Give us a call. Happy to help.